Today I'm going to be making a flourless Reese's cup cake, and I'm making this for someone's birthday that really likes Reese's cups, so that's what I'm making it for. So these are just the cake ingredients, okay? And it'll remind you a lot of a brownie is what it looks like. So you need a cup of butter, and I've just cut those into slices just so it'll melt a little easier. You need 6 eggs, a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. That's right here. And you need 1.5 cups of there's semi-sweet chocolate chips, and you can use regular chocolate chips if you want to, but semi-sweet just gets that little bit of extra flavor in there. And then you'll need your oven first of all on 350 degrees, and you need 3 8-inch cake pans. And what I did was I sprayed these with this cooking spray and put a piece of parchment paper on the bottom, so it should come out. It won't stick on the bottom that way. Okay, so first thing I want to do is you're going to melt the butter and the chocolate, but that doesn't take very long. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my mixer towards me, and I'm going to add the eggs and sugar. That's what I thought, and then I was doubting myself. So all the eggs go into the bath. And we're going to go in for the potty, and all the sugar. So eggs and sugar, they're going to get some love together in here. And you want to mix this on like medium-high speed until they whip together, and they'll double in volume. And it recommends about 5 minutes. We'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and mix them up. While that's mixing, I'm going to combine you can do your chocolate and your butter in on the stove top if you want to. I'm just going to do it in the microwave. Throw the butter in the bowl, put it in for 30 seconds, stir it up, do another 30 seconds, stir it up. It should just be smooth and creamy. It shouldn't start getting dry. So make sure you don't overcook it. So I'm going to get this stuff going, and then I'll be back. Increased in volume, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my vanilla, and then you basically mix it again until it's all mixed up. Okay, I'm going to turn this down, and now what you want to do is just sprinkle your salt in there slowly, and you want it all mixed together in there. I'm going to do the salt, and then I'm going to do the cocoa. The cocoa, I'm thinking about doing in spoons because it's like powdered sugar. It's like it'll puff up on you if you're not careful. Alright, and this, now I've got it still on slow, and I'm going to let this chocolate slowly run in there. Looks like once it's all mixed up. It's a runny batter, so just know that. So now what I want to do is get my 3 pans, and I'm going to evenly distribute these the best I can. And you could probably put it in some kind of measuring cup or something like that, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. So that looks about as even as I'm going to get them. So these are going to go in the 350 degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. I'll probably put it on the low end first, and then when you take a toothpick, you should be able to stick a toothpick in it in the middle and pull it out. It may be crumbles on there, crumbs on it, but it won't be wet anymore. So that's how I'm going to judge it. Okay, here are the cakes out of the oven, and the little holes you see are where we stuck the toothpick at to make sure it was done. It ended up staying in 22, 23 minutes. Well, 20 minutes for 2 of them were fine. And then we had to do the other one like 2 or 3 minutes longer just to firm it up because it was still kind of liquid in the middle. So we had to leave it at just a couple of minutes. And I'm assuming it's because it was thicker. So okay, so we're gonna make the peanut butter buttercream now. And the peanut butter buttercream, you need 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, and we're actually using, I'll put it up, we're actually using Reese's creamy peanut butter because we wanted to make a Reese's cup cake. So a cup of that, 1 cup of butter, and I put it in the microwave and softened it because you're going to cream that and the peanut butter together. You need 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 cups of powdered sugar, right there, and 4 to 6 tablespoons of heavy cream. This is, we just get the Walmart Great Value heavy cream. This is 4 tablespoons. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to add the stuff together. Once you get done, if it's too thick, you add more cream. If it's too thin, you add some more powdered sugar. So that's how it works. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cream the butter, peanut butter and the butter together. So I'm going to drop these in here. I'm going to take this off real quick. Okay, that looks pretty creamy to me. I'm going to turn it on low, and I'm going to add my vanilla and my salt. Okay, then I'm going to start adding powdered sugar and my cream. The powdered sugar, I'm going to use a spoon. And what's funny is even when I use a spoon, sometimes I still make a mess, but we're going to do our best. But I'm not going to add it all. I'm going to add a couple spoonfuls of this and a little bit of the cream, and a couple spoonfuls of this and a little bit of the cream. Here's my buttercream, and you notice it's still a little stiff. I mean, it's a stiff frosting, but it has to be able to support 2 layers of cake with the chocolate ganache on top. So you don't want it to be really squishy and soft. You want it to be a little firm. I did have to put a little bit more cream in there while I was mixing it up. Probably another tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half, but that's basically what you want. So now for the ganache, we've got 2 cups of chocolate chips. We have a cup of regular milk chocolate chips and a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So we're just going to mix those together. And then we've got 1 stick or half a cup of butter. We're just going to throw those in on top. And you're going to put these in the microwave, 50% power, stirring every 30 seconds until it's nice and creamy. And then I'll be back to start assembling. All right, this is a trick I saw on TV, Martha Stewart, thank you. To keep your frosting from getting stuck to your serving thing, put some, these are parchment paper, wax paper, any kind of paper. Just put it around, and then that way when your frosting gets on your serving thing, you can just pull it out and it won't get on there. That's what I'm saying. The frosting will get on the paper, but it won't get on the actual tray. So let me see, which one's my thickest one? Probably this one in the back. See how easy these come out? They probably won't. There we go. They're very, very thin. Of course, they are flourless, so you know, they don't have any flour in them. Good thing I didn't do that layer on the top, because that would have made a mess. Okay, so there's the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ganache, which is just the chocolate. And it's not going to take much. I'm just going to put a spoonful and just like spread it. It's almost like a chocolate frosting almost. Okay, then I'm going to take my buttercream and I'm going to put a layer of that on top. Now get the next layer. It wants to stick. Okay, on my last layer, I washed my hands and got some of the crumbs off the paper around it because I didn't want them to get all mixed in with the buttercream. So I've got my ganache on top. Now I'm just gonna literally take the rest of my buttercream, and there's quite a bit of buttercream left in here. So use as much as you want of it. I'm always afraid to put too much in the middle that I'll run out, and I never have that problem. so I usually end up having extra buttercream, but slap it on there. And then of course you're going to want to frost the sides. So you know, if you get some right to the edge, this is how I do it. I get it pretty spread on the top, and then I kind of push it right to the edge, and then I just kind of pick that up when I frost the side like this. Kind of go down the side. That's how I do it. I'm sure a professional cake person would go, that's not how you do it. But that's just the easy way for me to do it. All right, there's the cake. I haven't pulled the paper things out, but I will in just a second. There's how much buttercream I had left. So I could have gone a little thicker on the inside, but like I said, you just never know. So here's what I do. Find the one that's on top of both of them. So this one is on top of these two. So I'm gonna pull this one out, and you gotta just kind of push down and wiggle, and it should come out of there pretty good. I mean, you may pull some of it out, but that's okay. It works pretty good. And then find the next one is this one. And again, push down, and then wiggle it. And see how it's starting to pull loose? So what I do in that case is just get my knife. And just make sure it doesn't come apart too bad. And you may have to go repair it just a little bit, but it's okay. We bought Reese's cups. These are the Reese's miniatures. So we have white, and we have just the regular Reese's. And what I'm gonna do is, I guess I could have opened some of these before I came back, but I'm gonna just decorate the top, and I'm just gonna start poking these around on the top, on the outside, not on the outside, but on the top upper rim. And I'm just gonna stick them on there, and then I'll do a chocolate one and a white one and a chocolate one and a white one, and just go all the way around. Make sure you pull the papers off. Nobody wants to eat a paper. So let me go all the way around this, and then what I'm gonna do next is, once I get them all the way around, I'm gonna get probably 8 of each one and just roughly chop them up with a knife. Just kind of roughly chop them up and then sprinkle them in the center. So I'll be back once I get these all the way around and let you guys see them, and I'll get Tammy to help me pull papers off. I think that's enough. If you wanted to, we had talked about taking Reese's Pieces and putting it around the top. You could have put Reese's Pieces in the middle if you wanted to. You could have, between each layer, you could have put Reese's Pieces in the middle, or Reese's Cups, or whatever you wanted to. And it's very, you know, it's up to you, however you wanted it. We didn't want it to be too much Reese's Cups in there. Not that you can ever do that really, but it may make it harder to cut if you were doing that in the middle and stuff. So this is good. I do want to be perfectly honest, when I was spreading the chocolate, it did skew the cake just a little bit. It like slid the top layers over a little bit. So just be careful, because once they've slid, you can't move them back because they're like glue. So it is just, it's leaning just a little bit. It's not bad enough to where it looks bad, but I think it looks pretty cool. You know, if you had a little chocolate sauce, you could probably drizzle it over the top. That'd probably be pretty cool looking, but this is what we're gonna do, and I think Andrew will really like it.
Okay, this is how it looks on the inside, and Kevin can get it right there. And we'll let you know what Andrew thinks.
Yep,
there you go.
Okay. Is this the...
Andrew, what do you think of the cake?
I think it's delicious.
Delicious? Christina, what do you think?
It's amazing.
Gavin, what do you think of the cake? Have you tried the cake yet?
Yeah, he's eating a lot of it. It's good. Well, not
What
a
do
lot,
you
but
think?
he's eating- I think it's really good.
Kevin, do you like the cake? Mm-hmm.